Hello, this is Timothy with Growling Pigeon Studio, and today I'm orange. I've been playing with the settings on my camera, but for whatever reason I can't get it right, and I'm really sorry about that. Today I want to talk about unit tests, continue that discussion, and talk about unit tests to find bugs, to fix those bugs, and to also find better names for our methods. So it's a couple of topics all in one, but I think we can handle it. It's, writing a unit test is so easy, especially when you're dealing with really simple methods and classes like we're going to be doing today. So anyway, I have in my testing project a class called MyMath, and it is going to be a static class that has a bunch of static methods that are used for mathematic calculations. I have isEven as my only defined method, and I'm not showing you the method for a reason. That's because there is a bug in it, and I don't want to give it away too fast. Anyway, let's write a couple of unit tests. We've been told by our supervisor, or we've been playing our video game and discovered a bug, or whatever, that there is an issue and we need to figure out how to fix it. And we notice that there's no unit tests on this method, so it's our task now to find the bug, write some unit tests, and fix the bug. I'm going to be using unit tests here to find the bug and then to fix it, not necessarily to find the bug, fix it, then write unit tests, which is sometimes a valid approach. So, first things first, we're going to see if ifEven works on an odd number that is above 0. Okay? So, public void isEven, and then again I like to do the underscore, and let's say 3. 3 is above 0, and it's a odd number. Assert is false. MyMath isEven on 3. And let's put the test above that. Okay, so that's easy. Now, 3 is also a prime number. I wonder if we can try an odd number that's not prime. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, there is an issue with primes. So, let's do 9. 9 is not a prime. Okay. Now let's do a positive number that is even, for example, the number 2. And of course that should come back as true. It should be even. Well, again, 2 is a prime number, and maybe there's something special about prime numbers. So let's also do 8. And let's cover a couple of negative numbers as well. So, for example, I'm going to do 2 of them, a negative odd number. So the negative odd number would be, for example, 3. And the negative even number would be 4. I'm just going to do 4. Okay, so that should be even, and this should be odd, so it should be false on negative 3. Okay, I have a whole bunch of tests, so let's see if all of these pass and see if there's one that doesn't, and that could, help us discover this bug. So Test Explorer, and you'll see it's discovered all these tests that I've just written. Let's run them. Of course, it'll build our project. It'll take a second to whirl and give us our results. Well, they all passed. Well, that's odd, because we were told that there is a bug, and we need to find it. But all of these pass. Huh. What could possibly be failing? What about 0? We didn't test 0. So is even 0, and that should be true, because 0 is an even number, right? Test Explorer, let's try that. And I've just written this one, so I can just right-click and hit Run. Oh, we found our failure. And just to be sure, let's run all of our tests again and see if that's the only one that fails. And it is. It is the only one that fails. Is even 0. Well, that's interesting. So let's go to is even and take a look. Oh, right there. If n is 0, then return false. So whoever wrote this method intended for 0 to not be an even number for whatever reason. And the code that this is being used in has up until now been working correctly, and now we have a bug report saying that it's coming back bad. So the question is, if we fix this method by removing this, are we going to change some intended behavior? For example, is it intentional when it was built that 0 should not be even because of some mathematic glitch or behavior that was intended in some API out there, or maybe in some game code, some game logic, or something? Who knows? It could be. So we need to find a way to maintain that behavior for everything else that uses it, but also create the new behavior for this API or game logic or whatever that just broke, right? So I think a great way to do this is to rename this method. So we're going to rename this is even. Come on, rename. Is even not 0. Why not? It gets the idea across, and then I'm also going to update our summary text. So it determines whether a number is even. 0 is considered non-even. And then I'm also going to write C is even, a method which I have not written yet. But I'm going to. And actually, I'm going to put this on the same line. C is even. So let's write a new method. Public static bool is even int n. And I'm just going to copy and paste this logic since it seems to work correctly. And I'm also going to copy and paste. And I know copy pasta is a really bad idea, but in this case, I think we are fine. Is even. Okay, fantastic. So now, if I go in to our tests, then I know is even not 0 should always come out as false on 0. So false. Now I need to write a whole bunch of unit tests that cover my new method as well, because we're good boys and girls, and we know that when we write a new method, it needs to have unit tests around it so that we can maintain quality in the future. So what I'm going to do is reuse code. I'm actually going to return is even on n. That way, any code that is covered here by this will automatically be covered here, and will therefore be covering this method as well. While technically I should be writing unit tests for both, because this is so simple, I can get away with it. But in a real-life scenario, I would want to be writing these unit tests separately. Anyway, if I just get rid of the not 0, in fact, I can copy and paste. then I know that that will work for is even not 0 as well. And then just one more check. I'm going to copy this, and is even not 0 on 0, and then is even on 0. This should come back as true, right? Is even on 0. So let's give all that a whirl. Go to our Test Explorer and hit Run All. And everything should come back green if we coded this correctly. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay, well, I covered a couple of topics really fast, so let me give you a quick recap. What we did is we took a method that actually did not have a bug in it. It had an intentional bug, yes, but only because an API didn't work the way that it was expected later on when it used this method. And that was just because the method was not well named and the behavior was not well understood. So when somebody else came in and said, hey, I got this is even, I can just use that, they didn't realize that it was going to have this test for 0 in it. So we needed to rename the method to say, hey, is even, but not zeros. We're going to exclude zeros. And we also need to write another method that is even, that does allow zeros to be considered even, that we can now use in our API that's broken and maintain working code in all of our other APIs or other code paths and game logics, whatever. Anyway, just a really quick topic, and I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Until next time, you have fun.